All right, what's up, everybody? I want to talk about a story that's been all over the media lately, and it's troubling. Why is it troubling, you ask? Well, if I may, I'm going to read from the computer, from the laptop. So I apologize for not speaking directly to you as I discuss. Now, this story was first written for Business Insider by a gentleman named Cork Gaines. Remember that name. And then it was picked up by Yahoo and spit all over the web. The title of the story is, Tom Brady's kids have a diet that is almost as strict as his. Okay, strict, weird diet. What is this journalist trying to infer? And it starts saying Tom Brady is a professional football player who is still in peak shape at an age, 39, when most players have already retired. Gisele Bündchen is a supermodel and actress who is still in great shape at an age 36, when most models have already retired. All right, so right out of the gate, we're saying we have two genetic superstars who are working at the very top of their craft. Arguably, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever to play the game, and he's still playing, might even win another Super Bowl this year. Gisele Bündchen is one of the world's top supermodels for the better part of 2 decades, and she's still at the top of the game, which is often a young woman's game. Awesome. Now it goes on to say, so it should be no surprise that they are both obsessed with staying in peak condition, and part of that is controlling what goes into their bodies. Naturally, that obsession is practiced by their children. So now the journalist is going on to equate healthy living to an obsession. And this is the first thing, well, the headline really threw me, but now the use of the word obsession to define healthy eating. Why would this individual be portraying a healthy lifestyle that we should all aspire to? Who doesn't want to look like a Tom Brady or perform like a Tom Brady or a Gisele Bündchen? They're the epitome of health. They're already, and this journalist said, they're still competing at the top of their craft at ages where most of their peers have been unable to attain. Now this goes on to say that Hilary Sargent of the Boston Globe sat down with Brady and Bündchen's personal chef, Mr. Alan Campbell, and discussed what the family eats. I'm going to skim through here. Now this says, it's not a complete shock considering what each does for a living, how important their bodies are to their work. But what is a bit jarring, it's a bit jarring, what the children eat. Because, if anything, it sounds nothing like what most of us experienced growing up. So now this journalist is saying that because the children are eating similar foods to what their super healthy parents are eating, that it's a bit jarring. Again, I don't understand where this journalist is going with this story, why he's using such shocking, persuasive terminology. So now it's a bit jarring that these children are following the same diets that their obsessed parents are following. It's all about the spin, and he's spinning this story to be a negative instead of to be a very positive. But what do the Brady's eat? Well, Mr. Campbell, the chef, says, when asked if the kids eat the same as Brady and Bündchen, Campbell says, pretty much, noting about 90% of the time, it's the same. The main construction of the family diet is described here. 80% of what they eat is vegetables. Okay. It's not very jarring. I buy the freshest vegetables. If it's not organic, I don't use it. And whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, millet, beans. The other 20% is lean meats, grass-fed organic steak, duck every now and then, and chicken. And for fish, I mostly cook wild-caught salmon. I don't understand. What's jarring about that? That's the way all human beings should be eating. That's pretty much the way most human beings ate before the Industrial Revolution, when processed foods became so rampant and widespread. We could draw a correlation to disease, definitely diabetes and heart disease and obesity, cancers. There is a direct correlation from our studies. But what's his name? Mr. Cork Gaines feels that the obsessed Brady family is forcing their children to eat in this manner, and that's a bit jarring. I take offense to that because my diet, my nutrition, and that of many of you who follow the DOLCE diet and our nutrition philosophies, it's very similar, and it's not shocking, and it's actually very healthy. And I think at my age, at 40 years old, I have superb blood work. I'm pretty buff. I'm in great shape. I'm really healthy. I have energy for days. I'm not Tom Brady. I'm not competing at the Tom Brady level. But I'm still one of the most respected fitness experts in my field. 3-time trainer of the year, cover of Men's Fitness. So it's not really jarring, Mr. Cork Gaines. It's kind of jarring that you would create such a ruse or perpetuate such a ruse on the public by using such misleading terminology to dissuade individuals from possibly eating a healthy, sustainable meal plan that will increase longevity while reducing non-functional body weight, i.e. subcutaneous and visceral body fat, and that would be facilitating lean, healthy, strong, sexy musculature, increasing performance, increasing cognitive function. It's jarring that you find this jarring. So, the chef goes on to say that it is very different than the traditional American diet. But if you just eat sugar and carbs, which a lot of people do, your body is so acidic, and that's what causes disease. Tom recently outed Frosted Flakes and Coca-Cola on WEEI. I love that he did that. Sugar is the death of people. I agree in concept to most everything Chef Campbell has said here. In addition to not using sugar, Campbell says he also does not use white flour, iodized salt, or monosodium glutamate, MSG, and he never cooks with olive oil, because we know olive oil has a low heat threshold. We talk about this all the time. This is all in our Living Lean book. This is identical to what we wrote in 2011 in our Living Lean book, which is awesome. I love this. Once again, our principles are vetted by the world's greatest athletes. Awesome. We didn't create it. We're just reporting on it. That's the way we look at this. We don't own a patent to spinach, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to get one on quinoa, by the way. Chef Campbell says the menu for the children does deviate, and one of the things Campbell has been making a lot for the kids is sushi. Okay? My nephew was eating sushi when he was 3 years old, and he loves it. Okay? That's not jarring also. I've been making sushi for the kids lately. It's brown rice, avocado, carrot, and cucumber. The kids like it maki style, so the rice is on the outside, and I do it with a ponzu sauce, which is uzu and tamari. I use the tamari because we stick to gluten-free for everything. That's absolutely fine, healthy. Nothing wrong here, nothing wrong. As for snacks, now, Mr. Cork says, or Mr. Cork Gaines says, as for snacks, don't expect grocery store fruit roll-ups or potato chips, as if that's a bad thing. Chef Campbell says, I make fruit roll-ups from bananas, pineapple, and spirulina. Spirulina is an algae. It's a superfruit. I dehydrate a lot of things. I have 3 dehydrators in their kitchen. I also make raw granola and raw chocolate chip cookies. Campbell also notes that the children eat fruit, something Brady avoids, except for the occasional banana smoothie. While it doesn't sound like the most exciting meals for a child, they won't have to make that adjustment to a healthier lifestyle that most adults struggle with. So, kind of end of this Yahoo report on the article. It could be a little longer, but I think that's certainly enough. I really find this odd, and I find it insulting. I find it insulting because most of the media still talks about those of us who eat well as we're obsessed. Those of us who are concerned about our own health and wellness, and more importantly, the health and wellness of our children, we are obsessed. There's something wrong with us. It's a bit jarring for parents to want to feed their children a diet that has vibrant, whole foods, maximizing their micronutrient intake. That's an odd thing these days. Still, it's an odd thing these days in 2017, which is mind-blowing. And relatively small platforms such as my own, though I do have a platform as you guys are watching me, I don't have the platform of a Yahoo News or of a Business Insider or of the Boston Herald, the Boston Globe. I don't quite have that platform yet, but because you subscribe to this YouTube channel, we're getting there. Haha, see that plug? But it is a problem, and it's something that I wanted to address with you, my intelligent friends out there. That we understand this. Why wouldn't we want to be eating like the Brady family? Why wouldn't we want to be performing optimally into our late 30s and early 40s and beyond? Why wouldn't we want to be sharing the same principles that elite athletes use with the younger generations? Why wouldn't we want to be turning the tide of processed food and processed artificial sugars and preservatives and contaminants in the food supply? Why wouldn't we want to be teaching our offspring to get rid of that when obesity is at the highest rate it's ever been? When diabetes and cancers are at the highest rate they've ever been, when heart disease is at the highest rate it's ever been, when all-cause mortality is at the highest rate it's ever been, when the life expectancy of the average American has been reduced for the first time in nearly 2 decades, why wouldn't we want to be educating our children to make a change? Why wouldn't we be personally trying to make a change? That's the issue. So we have individuals like Mr. Cork Gaines, and I did a little research on Mr. Cork Gaines. Mr. Cork Gaines, not surprisingly, is in terrible shape. He's a skinny fat guy. He doesn't have an ounce of muscle on him, from my opinion. He is not someone you want to take any nutritional advice from. And he's probably not someone that you want to take advice from as a journalist because his reporting is completely skewed and I feel biased. I believe it's bias. It's very interesting. So, Mr. Cork Gaines, you should probably take a lesson from the Brady children and you should start eating a diet that fulfills your micronutrient needs, a diet of whole, healthy foods. You might want to try it and lay off the Coke and the burgers and the fries or whatever the typical American diet offers to you because it's certainly not working very well. But those of you in YouTube land that are watching this video, I know you're eating a diet that is full of earth-grown nutrients. That's real food. And I know you're eating this diet every 2 to 4 hours based upon activity. You're recovering from what you just did or you're fueling for what you are about to do. You're also eating until you're satisfied, not until you're full. Because we know I can eat again in another 2 to 4 hours, so I don't need to overwhelm my digestive system. I can allow my digestive system to do its job and absorb these vital nutrients I've just given to it, right? I also know you're going to do this every meal, every day, and I know you're going to stay optimally hydrated. I just broke down the DOLCE diet principles to you, which is amazing. We've had these principles for the better part of 15 years now, and to see that the Brady family is actually following the DOLCE principles. I don't believe the Brady well, they probably do know who we are. I think they might. Tom's a big fan, and I think he might know. But I don't believe they're following the DOLCE diet. It just so happens that the DOLCE diet reports on what is best, what is optimal for you. We've done the homework for you. We've sourced the evidence for you. We've battle tested amongst the world's greatest athletes, and we bring it to you through mediums like this, through the DOLCEdiet.com, our online portal for news, recipes, workouts, life hacks, motivation, and much more. You go to the DOLCEdiet.com, just click on the news section and type in whatever you can think of, smoothies and protein and bench press and deadlift, whatever you can think of. There's over 1,000 articles on there for you. And if you wanted, you can sign up for our 4-week or 12-week online personalized nutrition and exercise program. And this is not a template program. We put a lot of time, energy, and money into building this to completely build you the perfect diet for yourself. Get off of that topic. So that's in the news. Be careful of what's out there. And I appreciate you guys being on here. Thank you. These YouTube videos will keep coming. If you'd like, subscribe. If you like this channel, get the updates and stay connected. I appreciate that. Helping to grow the channel, that'd be awesome. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you want to see, what you want to hear. I will bring that to you because you're awesome. And until next time, we will talk. Boom!